Am I crazy? Or did I just cut a giant hole in my brand new subfloor? Stick around and I'll explain why. The project for today is we have decided to build in our shower as a curbless shower. And what that's going to require is the floorboards here have to be lowered 3/4 of an inch so that the shower pan will be flush with the top of the floor. So the shower is going to be overall 5 feet wide by 4 feet deep. So what we need to do is we need to mark out our lines here for the size of the shower. But something to keep in mind is that we actually need to go more than that. We're going to go 5 3/4 because we need to account for the size of the wall. So we got a 1/2 inch of drywall and then a 1/4 inch of tile. And now for the most important step is to go get my wife and make sure that this is actually what she was picturing and we don't suddenly need to change the size of the shower install. So I'm down in the garage and we realize we've got a little bit of an issue with cutting out the flooring. So that line right there is the edge of where we need to recess the floor. And this pipe is going up into the wall above. What I need to do is we're gonna put some bracing underneath the plywood right here just to support that upper wall. But we can't do that with the pipe here. There's just not enough room. So I'm gonna have to wait to do that until the plumbers come back and we talk about it. We're moving this drain anyway. They had plumbed it for a linear drain, but then we decided that we want a center drain. And so they're gonna have to move it into this bay regardless. So what I'm hoping we can do is just put a T in here, run it up here, have this go out to the vent here, cap this off, and then we'll have all this space. This pipe basically goes away, and we'll move the drain to over here, and we'll have all that space to support the drain, which will be great. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna leave this bay alone. I wanna talk to the plumbers before I remove that plywood. And I will start at this bay, and I'll just cut to here. I'll frame all this in, and I'll remove the plywood for that and get that sunk down. And then we can worry about this bay when the plumbers come back and I get a better sense of how they're actually going to move everything. Now it's time for bracing. I started by cutting 2x6 supports for the edges of the original plywood.
These should be snug, so cut them to fit each bay, but they should be around 14.5 inches long. If you don't have a nail gun, screwing these into place is fine. Once the original plywood is supported, it's time to start framing the braces for the dropped floor. Again, use 2x6s for the end, but nail them into place 3/4 of an inch below the top of the joists. An easy way to do this is to use a scrap of subfloor as a spacer so you get an exact fit. I used 2x4s for the side braces. One complication we had was pipes running directly under the shower sidewall, so we couldn't get our end braces where we wanted them. I cut notches into those side supports to go around those pipes and just extended the new plywood underneath the existing floor. Stopping the bracing before the pipes probably would have been fine, but I didn't love the idea of the last inch or so of the plywood not being supported. This took a bit more time and material, but I think worked better in the long run. To cut those notches, I just cut a couple inches into the board with the circular saw, cut down the length of the board again with the circular saw until it was very, very close to the corner, and then used a handsaw to finish out the rest. Something I wasn't expecting was for the nails that secured the wall above to the subfloor to be in my way. The oscillating sander with a metal blade took care of that fast enough, and again I just used a spacer to position this bracing and then nailed it in place with the nail gun, while hooking the camera with my compressor hose.
The nails we trust. Oh my goodness, John.
Hold on.
It is a lot less scary to do this kind of work in the daylight. Ready for tile. Thanks for watching.